Hello, it's Jang here with a look at the Bloks Halo Delta Series figures, all 10 of them, including the 2 secret rare, they're now calling them, the active camo gummy figures, but I'm just going to go through these one by one, starting with the commons. This first one is a really good one to get, especially as a common figure. It's the first super articulated version of the classic Halo Wars Marine. That was one of the ones that started out the entire Bloks Halo series. It's really great to get that one into the new generation, and they gave it to us in a really good color scheme too. I like the significant use of root beer brown, which has just a little bit of metallic nature to it, and then the color underneath of the main body is it's a color they took from their Call of Duty line. It's slightly greenish. It's kind of a drab color, and they just go together really well. I like it so very much. It does include a backpack, which of course is a removable element, and they have the older style, the Reach era of assault rifle. Makes sense to go with something older given the era this is from. I'm really happy with this one. Super happy with it. Very massable. This one also comes with the same Reach era assault rifle, this time in gunmetal gray, but this is a actual Reach character. It's EVA Spartan. Has the command module attached to the helmet. I think when I first opened this, when I was doing my opening videos, I wrongly said that the attachment on the helmet was new, but it is not new. It has been used on a few figures before. Just a basic orange color, you know, a brighter colored Spartan here with some speckling as they do most of the time with these. Looks pretty respectable. Yeah, I think this is just a perfectly fine one to include in the line, and you know, just nothing special. The one thing that I don't like here is that the visor is kind of messed up. You know, it's kind of just funky, the shaping. And I think that's mostly from the paint application of the gold. I think there are 2 layers there, and the lower layer got touched, and I actually encountered that in 2 of these. I've only opened 2 of them, but both of them have that same kind of mark there. Protector, yes, with a DMR, yes. The DMR is bright silver. What? Why? This is kind of a school bus yellow color and has the red stripe going all the way across the top of the helmet completely. Nothing done for the visor color, kind of indication of a visor color on this one, so you know, you don't really see the definition of the face all that well, but the molds are done well on this one. Just the lighter colors really need a little bit of extra work to get them to not look toyish. This one does have some speckling in it, but you do still see that translucency. You see some light coming through it a bit, and like I said, just a little bit of lack of definition in the face itself. Would have been nice to get just one more paint application, or I guess 2, to get the visor kind of eyes brought in there. Now this guy is bad, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Obviously the Midnight Death Squad Black Storm Elite Miner. The black color that's used for the armor, including the helmet, is really spectacular. You have to see it in person. I don't think that the camera can really capture it properly. It has a little bit of gold in it, just the slightest amount. There are so many different colors that we consider to be black at first glance, but black is actually a very complex color range, or lack of color. Most of what we actually see as black actually has color in it, and that's just the slightest little bits of color that are in it are just completely change the character of it. And this is, it just feels really high quality. It feels classy to have that little bit of gold in it. It's actually very slightly metallic. It's not just a plain, you know, black done. You know, there's something special about this, and I don't know just how much work they put into developing that color, but it's definitely intentional, and it looks really good. It looks better than most blacks that I ever see used in models and toys. Really, really cool color scheme for this one. I think it works well with the light colored skin tone as well. I don't like the light colored skin tone on many of these characters, many of these elites, but I think it works well here. and they've got the gray color used underneath. You can see it in the legs as well, and just works out pretty nicely. Also, a little bit of gunmetal gray still applied to the crown of the head and also on the back, that one small little spot. And of course, we still have the most recent version of a plasma pistol, which looks great. And there's that other little bit of gunmetal gray. And if you've followed my videos for long enough, you know that every time I get one of these large grunts, the modern grunts, I complain about it and whine that, another grunt, I don't want to pay the same amount for a Spartan as for a grunt, give me something better. I'm not going to do that this time. This is a perfectly fine grunt. It's well executed. Yeah, it's just a regular grunt, but it's well done. You know, the paint applications up on the tank on the back are nice. The color is perfect. You can easily fit this into different eras. You know, it's specific to the more modern games with its design, but you know, with that color and just being a grunt, it's super massable. You know, I could easily put this into a Halo CE scene. If I don't have any of the old little ones, it would be just fine. So as grunts go, yeah, this is about as good as it gets for just a really, really useful figure to put into all sorts of battle dioramas. And just as a figure in general, it's good. The Sniper Crawler is the first of two rare level figures in this line. Nice to get. It's, I believe, only the second color variant of these that they've ever released. I'm not a huge fan myself of that lighter silver color used with just the red that they used here. It's a dark enough red that there is color contrast there, but just feels like it needs a little bit of outlining or something. It's really, really tough to do that. I don't know if they really could have done a much better job within the budget for a figure like this, but it's just not my own personal favorite. But always good to get another Promethean, variant out there, because I think that they're really, really cool figures and very collectible in general. This pink Hermes Spartan is based on a female upper body piece, and this is the other rare figure from this wave. The pink colored figures in general are always tough to come by and rare, just super uncommon. They end up being quite very collectible and sought after, so it's nice to be able to get another one in just a regular minifigure series. And it's only rare, not ultra rare, not undocumented or secret rare as they call them now. So it is attainable, obtainable, and I think that's a good thing. Nice to get another female torso Spartan in general. Got the classic battle rifle there in just plain black. Overall, I think that this one just looks good. It has good color contrast on it, good molding, only just that one little paint application there on the front, but I think that's fine. Everything looks pretty crisp. It's a good choice of a pink color, and yeah, I'm happy with this one. Now this is the ultra rare of the series, the Halo 4 Flood Infected Spartan combat form with Arctic camo color base for the armor that's remaining there. Only, I believe, the second of this type of figure that's been released to date. Very, very contrasty color scheme. I expected this one to look kind of cheap and weird up close, but now that I actually have it in hand and in front of me, it doesn't look that weird. It actually works out pretty well. I generally tend to prefer more earthy tones and lower contrast stuff, but this actually looks pretty cool. And I think the red in the used for the mouth really sets it off and is a really important thing. You get good contrast even between the brown and the black used for the main body underneath. And it's also good that they use the marbled brown color, so you get some lighter colored highlights in there in some points. I think that's also very important and just helps to bring in some extra believability with these. If it was just a plain brown like you see over here on this side, and that'll vary from figure to figure because it's done at random, but I think that is way better than just doing it with a plain brown, which would have seemed more simple and a little bit more abstract. This is the first of 2 secret rare level active camo gummy figures, the Super Chase figures of the series. This one is a protector Spartan with that glorious, glorious transparent red that lets so much light through. The weapon, I believe the weapon and the hands are slightly more yellowish in red than the main body. I think that those are harder resins, basically harder plastic, but they fit together pretty well. So much faceting. I love being able to look through these super articulated figures because you can just see all of the levels inside of them, of the mechanisms of where the joints are. And it just plays with light in great ways. It's much more complex to look at than the old, less articulated ones. And this is nice. This is nice to get. I'm very happy to add this to the collection. Got the railgun there. I forgot to check if this was the first time we got a trans red railgun. I'm not positive on that. Maybe, but may not be. But yeah, super cool. Last up, Sangheili Ranger with the plasma repeater in transparent blue. On the blues, I believe that the hands and the harder plastic items are once again a little bit more yellowish, which kind of pushes them in the direction of green, so they're slightly more cyan than the softer resins of most of the body. But I like both of those colors, and they go together really well. So this is another one that is just glorious. I like the Rangers just in general. I really like their helmets. So give me anything that is an Elite Ranger and I will be happy. I also really like most of the newest generation, past couple years of new weapons that they've made, and Plasma Repeater is within that, and it's just so sharp. The little teeth in there are just so finely detailed, and the top of the thing is just smooth. It's crystal-like. Yeah. Many things, too many things that I like about this one. I like the thrusters, the way that they got those molded into the upper leg armor, because those are removable parts. So nice depth out of that. Very distinct from other versions of the elites that they've done to date. Yeah. I like it. So that's it for this series. Post up a comment with your favorite or your favorites from this series. I'm going to give you my favorites. I want to go for the active camos or the super rare or something, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go for 2 of the commons. The new Marine, the Halo Wars style Marine, and that wonderful Onyx Black Elite Miner. Those 2 very massable figures, very displayable just by themselves, and those are just personal favorites. I think that most of these figures are really good to get just in general, just to offer up to the community on the whole. The pink Hermes is a really good one. The ultra rare, the Spartan, infected Spartan flood combat form is really good. Another sniper crawler, also very good, and it's also really good to be able to get a massable grunt in just a very common, classic Covenant color. But let me know your thoughts, which of these you like the most. Thank you in advance for your feedback. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.